Yo, what's up? It's Elms, owner of Extreme Custom Kicks. If you want a unique pair of shoes, something different, make sure to call 214-306-1513 and follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Extreme Custom Kicks. You want to stand out from the rest? Come to the best, Extreme Custom Kicks.
Hey Elms, I got a flat tire. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it to the show today.
Oh man, just call my boy CJ at Great Days Tires, Mobile Tire Shop. We bring the service to you. Call CJ at 214-552-4414. We sell tires of all sizes, new tires, installations, balance and rotation. Tire plugs are available.
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. Lil' Flip in the building. Hey, Money Elms, you ready? Let's go. Welcome to Elm Street, the hottest podcast. And all that cash and money Elms pockets, it look like thigh pads. He talking trending topics, he ain't no carbon copy. We talking sports, music, and fashion and other options to get us out the hood and keep that paper coming. And I smoke cones, not backwoods, I'm about to blaze an onion. These rappers flexing on the gram and they got fake cheddar. This intro was provided to you by Flip Mayweather. That right. Yeety, yeety, Money Elms, what's up? Yeah, Lil' Flip in the building, screwed up clip. Welcome to Elm Street.
Yo, what is going on, man? Welcome to Elm Street, another episode. I'm your host, Money Elms, man. It's a beautiful day today out here in Dallas, I must say, especially after the Dallas win last night, man. But let me go ahead and introduce my guest, man. We got my special guest co-host today is Rudy Coach Flores, man. What is good, man?
What's good, Elms? Hey, man, thank you for having me here today, bro. I appreciate the invite. Man, I did my research on your past guests, and you've interviewed some of my OGs and, you know, some people who've been trailblazers out here in this market, and I appreciate you, for the invite, and I'm honored to be here, bro.
Hey, appreciate that, man. Appreciate it, man. It means a lot, man, and thanks for showing me some love, and thanks for coming on, man.
Oh, man, it's all good, man. You know, we're here, we finna get it.
Hell yeah, man. So how you been, dude?
Man, I've been blessed, bro. Blessed, highly favored, just, being with the family, just, enjoying life, bro.
Hell yeah, that's the best way to live it, right?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, man. So let me ask you, did you watch the game last night?
Oh, did I? Man, I was on the edge of my seat, man. I had to take a little shot of some vodka, man, just to keep my nerves calm.
Yeah.
It was back towards the end. It was we were going back and forth with them, and for a little bit it looked like we were gonna have a game 7, but Luka's like, nah, we're not gonna have a game 7. I'm ready to end this now.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I'm glad that they ended it last night, bro.
Yeah.
Because I was like, just like you, man. I was on edge. I was like, man, hell nah, I don't want to do no game 7, dude.
Nah. Even if we would have had a game 7, I feel like we would have still took it. But, Luka's coming off that calf injury, and luckily we ended it last night so he can have some extra time to rest that calf, going into the next series. Because we're definitely going to need a healthier Luka in this next series, because the next series is going to be tough, man.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Everybody got to be on the A game.
Yep.
So, what do we play? Golden State?
No, we play Phoenix.
Phoenix,
that's
right.
That's the number 1
Phoenix
seed in the West. And those guys have height. That's one thing. Watching this Jazz series, you can kind of see the holes that we have as a roster. But Luka being the great that he is, he gonna figure out a way. But you can see that we're missing height in our on our roster. Like when Rudy Gobert with the Jazz was getting rebounds, I mean, there's nobody who can contest him on getting rebounds because everybody's shorter than him.
Oh yeah.
Jason Kidd, which understandably he likes to run a lot of small ball lineups, and it works to our advantage because Luka just finds everybody. But this next series, man, they have DeAndre Ayton, they have JaVale McGee. Man, they got some height down there.
Oh yeah,
and
they
DeAndre Ayton's a beast down there.
Most definitely,
Yeah.
and don't forget Kevin.
Yep.
I mean, I know you just, I'm already
Yeah.
You know, with that injury he had too. I'm like, nah, I think we got it, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't know how serious that injury was.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
So you know, he could just be trying to fool somebody, and boom, because he had a big game last night.
Kevin?
Yeah.
Who?
What's his name? Booker.
Devin Booker.
Yeah. Was Devin Booker?
Yeah, it's Devin Booker. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
Devin Booker has that. He has a hamstring, but he's always had hamstring issues, man. But I mean, I don't think he's 100% on that hamstring yet. So, you know, I think for the first 2-3 games, we might have an advantage because Booker's not going to be at his best. Last night, he only had 13, I think. He usually averages 23, 24 a game. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I still think we can take it. I mean, it's all going to come down to, you know, crashing these boards, these rebounds, because Gobert really exposed what our weaknesses was, and that's, you know, lack of height on our side, you know?
Yeah. I know they have what's his name? The big tall center they got Boban.
Boban, yeah.
Yeah.
But Jason Kidd really don't give him no playing time like that. He's like
To me, he moves a little slow.
You know what it is, honestly, with Boban? Boban is Luka's right hand man. That's what he is. Boban is Luka's right hand man, and because Luka has so much pull within the organization, he's there because of Luka. But if he wasn't, but if Luka didn't have that type of pull and that type of influence, oh no, he'd be out of there, bro.
They're like homies. They're like real close.
Yeah, they're like
right?
real close off the court, and they hang out in the off season and stuff like that. They're real. I pay attention to that type of stuff, and yeah, that's the only reason why Boban is still on the roster, because of Luka. Let's just keep it real. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because always at the end they'll give him a little bit of shine.
Yeah, garbage time.
Yeah.
But not when it's
not prime time.
Yeah, not when it's getting tough and you know our backs against the wall. Nah, Jason Kidd won't give him no play in those type of minutes. Nah. But I mean, shoot. I mean, I think he can be effective if you ask me. I mean, he got height.
Yeah,
he's slow. Yeah, he's slow. But I mean, as far as just to be there to get rebounds, I mean, I think he can serve for that purpose. You know. Yeah.
We need somebody like, remember, like Tyson Chandler.
There you go.
Somebody like that.
There you go. That's what we're missing.
Or Anthony Davis.
That's what we're missing. A real effective 504. You know what I'm saying? A person that doesn't need the ball or offense to flow through them, just to do the dirty work, get the rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Do all that type of stuff, because we have scorers. You know, we have scorers, but you know, I just think we need more height and rebounding guys that do the dirty work, like a PJ Tucker. If we have PJ Tucker would be good. Siakam from Toronto would be good, you know. I mean, shoot, even Rudy Gobert, as trash as he is on the offensive side, we don't really need him to produce offense for us, you know.
I remember a while back there was that rumor when Dwight, there was a rumor we were going to get him in Dallas.
Oh, yeah. And he gave us the okie doke last second.
Yeah.
I still haven't forgot that one, Dwight. That was wrong of you for do that. But shout out to Mark Cuban, though. Mark Cuban hit the lottery. He got over the Dirk legacy and immediately drafts Luka. I mean, what are the odds of that happening for a franchise? Like, that doesn't happen. It's like you know, it's like ending the LeBron era and then getting Kobe. You know, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But shout out to Mark Cuban, man. He had the basketball gods were on his side and blessed him with another generational talent, because Luka's just not talent. Luka's generational talent.
You know, hopefully Cuban keeps him.
Oh, he just signed an extension. All Cuban got to do, which he's doing, to, you know, credit to Mark Cuban. He's putting the right pieces around him little by little, you know.
Yeah.
I believe he learned his lesson from Dirk. You know, it's like if you're in a marriage, right, and it ends, and then you get married again, well, you're going to learn your lessons from the first marriage.
Well, yeah, of course.
And not do them again. Same thing with Dirk. If you notice, he got rid of Rick Carlisle. He got rid of Donnie Nelson immediately, the GM. Mark Cuban realized, okay, I'm not going to wait too long to get the right pieces around this kid, because he signed his extension, but Mark Cuban is now on the clock.
Oh, yeah.
If he doesn't get the right pieces around this kid within the next 3.5 years, Luka's getting the hell out of here. Believe that.
Oh, yeah. I
and
see that
rightfully so.
Yep.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
I'm still mad that they got rid of that the championship squad.
Yeah, I know. I never understood that either, man. But
like,
a lot of those guys were aging too, though. You know, they were like towards the end of their career. Marion, Deshaun Stevenson, Tyson Chandler,
Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd. You know, those guys were on their last leg, and it was that team was built to win that year. It wasn't built long term, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I get it. I
still would have loved to see at least back to back with the same squad. You know,
for sure.
At
Yeah,
least
yeah,
try.
yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
see what could have happened from that. But you know, we'll
Yeah.
never. What if could have? You know.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Mhm.
so let's move on right along with the Kardashians, man. You know what I mean? So they've been battling with Black China.
Yeah, I seen them.
You know, with the whole allegations that the Kardashians put an end to their reality series that they had
Yeah, I
going
saw
on.
that.
Her and Rob,
Mhm.
and what's his name was just on the stand. Did you get to see that?
Oh, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that on social media. Rob and his mom was on the stand, and they were just throwing darts at her about, you know, her abusive, you know, her how she was abusive in their marriage and stuff like that, man. It's crazy, man.
I mean,
Like,
homeboy was saying that she pulled a gun
yeah,
on him a couple
I
times.
saw that.
I was like, wow. I wonder if this is more I guess damaging for her
Yeah.
than anything.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
You know, because I mean, when was it? The other day I had last week I had Kokomo,
Okay.
and he mentioned about she exposed herself. I guess not paying taxes.
Mm.
So, she, you know, since she was under oath, you know, she.
She got to tell the truth.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know they threw that out there, and so Kokomo said something about she might be the next Wesley Snipes. Going
Yeah,
to court,
hey,
going to
yup.
jail for evasion of
Yeah,
tax
tax
evasion.
Oh yeah, that's not a game. Hell
Oh,
yeah, that's not a
yeah.
game. They definitely will get you for that.
You know, Uncle Sam, he gonna come collect. He'll come knocking on the door.
Yeah.
He might not come right now, but he ain't gonna forget.
I don't think that she had all her T's crossed and all her I's dotted going into this trial, because she's really, really like, she's really exposing herself.
Yeah.
And how she hasn't been taking care of her business, not just tax wise, like, you know, as a mother and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going off of what I read, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just a messy situation, bro. Like, you know, I mean, the Kardashians do got pull in Hollywood, though.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just keep it a buck, you know.
They were just saying that there's, I guess, the court's showing a lot of favoritism.
Yeah.
You know, to the Kardashians,
I mean,
the media.
They run LA, man. Like,
Oh.
when it comes to the media, man, they run LA, man. Like, I mean, they just got a new deal with Hulu, you know. They didn't renew their deal with E. They went and got a bigger bag with Hulu, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, Kris Jenner is the biggest gangster, bro. Like, the way she, you know, basically, I guess you can say, marketed her kids.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do nothing but tip her hat off. I mean, we can all sit here and argue and debate, you know, they don't have no talent. The Kardashians don't have no talent, this, that, and the third. I mean, they come from money, though, you know?
I think she just took notes from that O.J. Simpson case.
Yeah.
All that shit that was happening, you know, all the publicity,
Yeah.
you know, because I mean, it all started with them. It all started from publicity as well.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, as soon as that sex tape came, boom, that's it.
Yeah.
There's no looking back.
Yeah. But see, there's other celebrities who had sex tapes come out.
Yeah.
But the difference between them and Kim is Kim had Kris to make her realize and show her the way and how to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot of celebrities who had sex tape, but they haven't been successful as Kim to really, really, you know, snowball a big career after that, and a brand. Now she's a brand, bro. Like, she's just not like a regular chick who had a sex tape come out. No, she's a real $1 billion brand now. And because her mom's on her side to show her how to make that into a business, you know, and how to strike while the iron's hot, whether it be with a show, whether it be with whatever that she has going on. You know, her mom has that smart business savvy on how to capitalize on all that. And a lot of other celebrities don't. You know, so that's just my take on it.
No, that's crazy, dude. First it was Kanye and Kim, and now this is the whole new twist with Black China.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. You know, they're always giving it to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where there's any other sisters could, boom, give you headlines at any given moment.
Yep.
You know, even Travis Scott, he wasn't, you know, part of the show, but you know, with his whole Astro World fiasco,
Yeah.
you know, he was part of more publicity.
Yeah, exactly. It just all adds fuel to the fire. You know what I'm saying? They always, it's a circus. To be a part of that family, it's just a circus, you know?
Oh yeah.
Let's just keep it real. It's a circus. But the most quiet sister out of all of them is Kendall. You know, she's with Devin Booker. She's been with Devin Booker for a minute from the Suns.
Okay.
And they actually asked him if he wanted to be a part of the show and like have a segment on there. I guess he was like, he declined. He's like, no, I don't want to. That's how it would be. I wouldn't want to be none of them.
I mean, that's kind of
Keep me
Kanye
out of that.
took that approach at first,
Yeah.
but you know.
But Kim likes that. Kim likes the camera though.
Oh yeah.
You know, Kim loves, she'll let the camera crew in all her like life, and you know, when it comes to that, she loves that type of stuff. I can see at times Kanye was kind of uncomfortable with that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens with that case, man. We'll see if she wins her millions or she'll be looking at some tax evasion charges.
Yeah. Either way it goes, the Kardashians are going to be good at the end of that situation because they're still going to have money.
Oh yeah.
And pull and power. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So have you been keeping up with what's been happening with ASAP?
Yeah, I've been seeing that, man. Like it's crazy. It's crazy how they go from where they had before the shooting situation happened. They had the rumors of him and Rihanna splitting up, that he was cheating on her with her head designer at Savage Fenty, who designs her shoes.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I don't know, like I don't really watch the news, but if it comes across my social media feed, like I might read it and then like I'm the type of person that when I get on social media, like with the politics and the war, and I scroll past all that. Like I don't want to know nothing about that. I don't want to see it. Like when you scroll past like people getting shot or something, like I scroll past all that. Like I don't, like I control what I consume. Like I like to control what I consume. Like I don't really let the algorithm feed me stuff that I don't want to see. You know what I mean? But I stumbled across that ASAP stuff with the Rihanna, and when they said that he was cheating on her, and then they confirmed that was a rumor, and then like a week later they come out with this shooting stuff, and I'm like, bro, are they really trying to like, what the hell are they trying to do with ASAP? Like,
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And because they had said that they found a gun, but I guess it turned out that that's not the gun that was in the shooting.
Yeah,
so
I read that today. But where he's messed up is they said they have the shooting on camera. So even if the guns don't match that they found at his house,
they still
the shooting, footage. They still got you on footage shooting. You know, so I mean, either way you slice it, sheesh, still not in a good position, you know?
Yeah. Like, damn, I don't understand. That's one thing I never understood. Like when you're in a position like that, and then like what goes through your head,
right?
You know, to jeopardize what you got going.
Exactly. I think that all the time, bro. Like, it's like this. Like a lot of these rappers talk about the streets, and they paint a picture, a facade of the streets that they want to portray. But I know real dudes in the streets right now that are trying to get out of the streets. You know? And that's the difference. You know? It's like, if you get in a blessed situation like ASAP, you know, why would you want to do that? Like, what would make you? First of all, we live in an era where there's cameras everywhere. Ring, whatever. No matter what you do, there's a camera gonna probably record you.
A camera in everybody's hand.
Yeah, it's in everybody's hand. So like, I don't understand why you would jeopardize yourself and your brand and everything you have going on. You know you have a baby on the way. I mean, but you know, I don't know all the facts.
Yep, true.
You know, like I don't see ASAP, just my opinion. I don't see ASAP, and we've never heard of ASAP being that type of dude that's just, you know, crash dummy with the gun. You know, like we never heard a situation with ASAP with a gun prior to this. So we don't know what happened that day. We don't know if his life was in danger, you know? I don't know. I'd rather wait till all the facts come out before I really, really, really just say my piece about it. But from the outside looking in, from what they have showed, um, I just wouldn't see a situation where me personally, I would, you know, get a gun and start shooting at somebody unless my life is in danger. You know what I mean? Like that's a different story. But if I can prove it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the
Like if I can prove it, then that's a different story. But you know, hey, again, we gotta wait till all the facts come out, and you know, we hope that situation works out for ASAP and Rihanna because you know they got a baby on the way. You feel me?
yeah. So we'll see. We'll also keep our ears on that.
Yeah,
Keep your ears to the streets. See what happens with
yeah,
that one.
not for sure.
So I wanted to touch on this subject, dude, is because it's to me it's a tripped out subject because out of nowhere it's like surfacing up and all these different reports, allegations, rumors, and how a lot of dudes out here are being can I put it and say abused? You know what I mean? It started, with the whole Johnny Depp. I don't know if you be keeping
Oh yeah, I saw that.
how I guess he got part of his finger chopped off a little bit with a bottle.
Yeah,
I was like, what? And
yeah,
just that whole case has been tripping me out.
yeah. I kind of like I've been seeing some posts about it, but like I
Mhm.
haven't really read into all the details. But from what I'm hearing, and I see people on Facebook give their piece on it, I'm like, wow, like this is tripped out, bro. Like they were living a whole different type of life and relationship. Like it's crazy how these celebrities that, growing up as kids, we watched 21 Jump Street. I know I did.
Yeah.
21 Jump Street. You see the Edward Scissorhands.
Mhm.
Johnny Depp's a GOAT, bro. Like, Pirates of the Caribbean. There's so many movies that he's done that's been
Hey, even the Nightmare on Elm Street.
all that, bro. Like, and
Yeah.
he was one of those celebrities growing up that a lot of girls were like, he was a heartthrob.
Hmm.
I know my sister had a big crush on him growing up. But it's crazy how you see these celebrities and from a kid you follow them to now, and then they live a weird, different life behind closed doors, and they had a lot of fetishes that I was just like, whoa, like that's just too left for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but hey, if you like it, I love it. That's how I feel about anything and
Yeah.
everything, bro. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, I can't relate. I've never been in an abusive uh personal relationship,
Yeah.
with a female. Like I'll talk my way out of a fight. You feel me? Like I've never been abusive. So I can't relate to none of that.
Yeah.
Because I don't like drama. I don't like problems. Like I'll go the opposite way of problems and drama, but that's crazy.
I mean, I just don't see how somebody could get stuck in a situation or in a predicament like that,
Mhm.
and stick around. Like, okay, the first time I can understand the first time you might
Yeah.
get slapped, smacked around, cool.
Yeah.
Now the second time, you're like, whoa, that should have been like a red flag.
Yeah.
Should have gone up on the first one, but
Yeah.
you were in love, you might have been blind, so fuck it, you let it slide. So then the second one pops up, right there, you should have been like, whoa, what's really going on? And but just to continue on and on through, you know, I don't know. To me, it's like,
But honestly, like in them type of situations, my opinion, like, and I've known people who've been in those type of
mhm,
relationships. You can give them all the advice you want, but at the end of the day, the people like being in that type of situation, bro. There's people who that attracts them, bro.
yeah,
Like there's people who really get off on that type of stuff, and now seeing them on the stand, hearing them talk, and them getting in depth on how their relationship was structured, it's like you put all those facts together that they're giving the public. My only assessment could be like those people like that weird, trippy relationship, and
mm,
there's a lot of people who like that type of stuff. There's girls who will get beat up by their dude, they man, and then they'll go and vent to a family member and this and then they'll be right back with the dude like 2-3 weeks later.
It's an addiction, bro.
Some people just like that type of lifestyle and that
They
drama,
like that
bro.
drama, like they get
Yeah.
that they get like almost like an adrenaline rush going through some drama,
bro. Some
going
people,
through that
it turns
shit.
them on.
Yeah,
to be on
exactly.
in a weird way. Some people,
It's a weird ass
it turns
fetish.
them on, bro. Like I've never gotten that, man.
You know, I kind of put Will Smith in the same boat, bro. You know, with the whole, you know, it's
That shit
I mean, would you consider that abuse, or what would you consider that? Mental abuse?
Man, honestly,
I mean, that gotta hurt that dude, you know, for her to just come out and, you know, some of the shit that she says sometimes, you know, I don't know, it would have pissed me off, bro. I don't know.
yeah, man, that's a weird situation too, man. I mean, but everybody's like, oh, you know, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, but he never slapped August Alsina. Well, first of all, they have an open relationship. They're swingers.
Yeah.
Everybody's been knowing they're swingers. So her being in a fling type of relationship with August, best believe Will Smith knew about that before everybody else knew about that. He knew what was going on. He approved it. That's why he was over there at their house.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Again, another weird dynamic behind closed doors, which that's their business. But we're speaking about what they're giving to the public. But I just think it's a situation from the outside looking in, from what I assess. I think Will Smith is everything that Jada isn't looking for in a man. They have kids together, but the comments that she makes, you know, like he would never be Tupac in her eyes, you know, and that's kind of in Will's head, like, damn, like I could never mount up or add up to that person that she's always loved, you know. I saw a meme going around and saying maybe Tupac faked his death to get away from Jada.
Man, that's crazy. He foreseen the future.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, that house, yeah, but I mean, that house scenario is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I personally can't judge because I'm not in that position.
No, for sure.
And, you know, I guess, when you come across a certain amount of money, I guess you lose touch with reality.
No, for sure.
It has to happen. That's the only thing that I could come up with to where you just go off the rock, bro.
Yeah.
Off the rocker, and you just start coming up with some fucking crazy ass shit.
Yeah. No,
You
for
know?
sure. Yeah, you're right. I mean,
because it's not something that me and you just gonna bust out and start doing around here, like.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I don't really like know their like religion, you know, but I think if I'm not mistaken, they're Scientologists.
No, okay.
I think they are. I think they're Scientologists, and one thing I don't do is I don't talk politics or religion. I don't debate politics or religion with anybody. So if that's what you like, that's what you like. But me, you know, I'm connected to a source. You know, my source is God, the Most High, you know. I feel like if people are connected to a source, then that's when morals will kick in. That's when like a lot of stuff will kick in, you know. I feel like if you're connected to a source like God, I don't think that you'd want to step out on your woman. Marriage, for crying out loud, you know, they have marriage. You know, marriage is a different thing. Like, it's not a relationship.
Yeah.
Like, marriage is, you know, like, there's people who get divorced, true that, but I have a different view on that. Like, I feel like if you get married, that's it. You know, like, it's no redos. It's for better or for worse.
Till death do us part.
Yeah,
you know?
and during that, I'm not going to disrespect you in any type of way. To that, again, everybody has the weird dynamic. That open type of relationship. It's a weird dynamic, you know. And I'm not trying to get too biblical, but in the Bible, you know, when God ended Sodom and Gomorrah, it was a lot of that going on.
Yeah,
you know, it was a lot of that going on. You know, and God was like, "Look, I'm tired of seeing y'all live like that. I'm finna end all this."
Boom.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So, hey, you know, again, I'm not trying to go too
no,
far.
you good, you
know,
good.
But, you know.
Yeah, man. So, at what age did you jump into that street life?
17.
At 17?
Yeah, because I started going to barber school here in Park Lane in Fair Oaks. and I cut everybody in the hood. Everybody knows me for cutting hair. Like I cut everybody's hair, bro.
All right.
I had the most clientele in the North for Latinos. So I cut everybody. I cut the D-boys and I cut the plugs. So one of my OGs, rest in peace. He's like, hey, bro. He's like, have you ever thought about selling weed? I was like, hell no, bro. Like I was the opposite, bro. Like my brother and them was into robbing and stealing and doing all this shit. I was the little kid that growing up, if we were like, when I was 11 years old, we'd be walking through the alleys and they'd be like, let's go break some windows. I was that kid to be like, hell no, we're gonna get in trouble. I was that kid, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't going. And they'd be like, oh, you a pussy. And my brother would be like, hey, bro, he don't want to fucking go. Stop telling him shit. Like, if he don't want to go, shut the fuck up. He don't got to go if he don't want to go. So I would be the nigga that'd be like, nah, let's not do that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I was 13. My mom put some clippers in my hand. My mom was like, look, your dad just went to prison again. I ain't fucking paying for your haircut every week. I'm cutting down on money. Figure it out, bro. I ain't paying for this shit every week. I'm crying. Ooh. Little did I know, she turned me into an entrepreneur. I had my son when I was 16. Mm-hmm. He just turned 25 yesterday.
Wow.
Right. So I got the news when I was 16. He came when I was 17. But by that time, I was already making $1,000, $1,200 a week at the house cutting hair. That hell was running like a trap house. So my mom already turned me into an entrepreneur. Little did she know, because she put them clippers in my hands. Mm-hmm. My brother used to tell me, hey, cut my hair when I first started getting really good. Cut my hair. You can take 3 hours. You can take 4 hours. I don't give a fuck. But if you fuck it up, I'm going to embarrass you in front of your friends. I'm going to beat your ass in front of your friends. And I'll be in there just paying attention to every detail, bro. I'll be like, man, I don't want him to beat my ass and shit.
Yeah.
So I got so good. His friends used to be like, bro, who the fuck cuts your hair? That shit clean. But my little brother does. Can he cut my hair? He's like, yeah, he can cut your hair. He charges $5. And in my head, I'm like, damn, I charge $5? I ain't know that shit. He's like, yeah, nigga, you charge $5. I'm like,
yeah.
All right, cool. My prices started going up. So by the time my son was here, I had the whole Northern life. So then that's when I started going to barber school. So that's when my OG hit me with that. He's like, bro, you be the perfect nigga to sell weed. I'm like, why you say that? Because you cut the niggas who buy the shit and you cut the niggas who supply the shit. That's why I was like,
yeah. I
never thought about that. I still didn't do it. So one day, one of my bros who's in that picture with me, he's like, hey, bro, can you give me £5? I'm like, I actually can.
Like, yeah.
Hold on. My OG's like, yeah, bro, I got you. Here you go. I'm going to go bring it to you. I'm like, all right, cool. I give it to my boys. Like, called me like 20, 30 minutes later. Bro, I got your money. Come pick it up. I was like, oh, okay. Go over there. Hey, can you give me 10? I was like, yeah. Hey, where you at, OG? I'm about to give you this money. I need 10 more. He's like, all right, cool. Give him 10. Hour later, he called me. Hey, where you at? I'm going to give you this money, bro. I was like, oh, shit. Like, okay. Give him 10. He's like, hey, can you give me 20? I'm like, well, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So, got to be tomorrow, you know. Like, all right, cool. Give him 20. An hour later, hey, where you at, bro? I can give you this money. I'm like, shit. Like, can you give me 40? Yeah, bro. At that point, my boy was like, look, I'm tired of meeting up with you, bro. I'm just gonna give you 100. Fucking call me tomorrow or some shit.
Yeah.
Gave me the 100. Gave it to my boy. My boy was like, hey, bro, 30 minutes later, I got your bread. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, shit is crazy. After that, it was over, bro. It was just, fuck barber school, nigga. Like, let's go. So at that point, it was just out of control, bro. Like, fucking
street
crazy.
Dreams.
Crazy. Like, for real, like, barely, like, paid in full, like, in real fucking life, bro. Like, it was just crazy. And then my OG who put me on, then he passed away of an overdose. The year that I quit, when I cold turkey left the streets, my connect, which is my OG, he overdosed in June. My cousin who was on First 48 got murdered in August. And then my best friend got killed in December. This is all in a year.
Wow.
Everybody got killed and overdosed. At that point, I felt death was on my back, and I knew I was next. Because I'm the ringleader.
Yeah.
And
all your pieces around you started dropping.
And I knew it. And I got out. I got out because of this. And I don't believe in this. I don't believe in none of this shit. Never have. I respect it from a distance. But this Cuban lady, a curandera, told my aunt a month before my cousin got killed that was going to happen to him. And she told him, but she never said nothing.
Wow.
That same lady told her, hey, you have a nephew that's doing a lot of big things in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
He has a birthmark on the right side of his face. He's next.
Wow.
Lady ain't never seen me, but she know I got this. She said, he's next. So they called me. It's like, hey, I don't know where you at. I don't know where the fuck you at. I don't give a fuck where you at. Come home. Come over here right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? They want to talk to you. Like on some serious shit. I was like, all right, cool. I meet up with them. Look, this lady, I said, oh shit. The lady meets me. She shakes my hand. She feels my hand. She's like, oh, you ain't never worked a day in your life. Your hands are so soft. She said, look, I got to talk to you about something serious. And she told me, and I left, bro. Nigga, I cold turkey, threw my phones away. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I'm done. And that's when I got into music with playing them.
No doubt. Just like that.
It's like that, bro.
Like a light switch.
Like a light switch. I ain't give a fuck. I didn't hesitate. I just went with my.
What was your first thought as soon as they told you?
Yeah. What's up?
I said, what was the first thing that came to your head when they were laying all this information on you?
Man, I was just really I had a son. At the time, my son was 4 or 5. And really, I was like, you know what? I don't want no other man raising my son. You know, like I need to be here for him. So at that point, you know, it really was a no-brainer, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I was like, look, I don't want my son to grow up and then people tell him stories about me. Like, no, I gotta be here for him, you know? And you know, my mom had been through a lot at that point with my dad and my brother. My brother was in the system at that point too. Like, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna put that extra burden on my mom. I'm gonna get the fuck out of this shit. And I left and I had playing them like, yo, what's good, bro? What y'all wanna do? Like, it felt like, bro, we just got out of our contract.
Did you already know playing skills?
At that point, yeah, I did. But I was just going over the studio, just chilling and just building relationship with them. Because in my head, I was like, well, before I go all out financially with putting everything I have put up, let me get to know these guys. You know, I want to get to know these guys.
But like, exactly how did y'all meet? Did y'all meet by a mutual friend?
Yeah, it was a mutual friend. A friend of mine, he owns a jewelry store at Irving Mall. Italian jewelry. My boy BJ Bling. Shout out to my nigga Bling. He owned a jewelry store in Irving Mall, and playing them used to always go by his shop and just hang out, you know? And he would bless them with jewels. Like, they were shooting little videos and stuff here and there prior to me getting involved with the situation. And so Bling would let them use some jewels just so they could look the part, you know? And so they had they had a relationship with him. I didn't know them at this point. And then I was doing my thing in the streets. When I decided to get out, Bling had told them, it's like, hey, you know, you might want to get with my boy Coach. You know, he's really doing his thing in the streets. He got a lot of money to invest. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll keep that in mind. But at the time, they were in a contract with this guy in LA, Middle Eastern dude. And so when I decided to clock out of the streets, because all that was going on around me, you know, at that point they had just got out of their contract. So, you know, I was ready to get into something legal, you know, preferably music, because I have always had a passion for music, you know. My mom actually, before I decided to go full-fledged financially and investing in playing skills, my mom actually stopped me. She's like, you don't do that. Don't do that. I was like, in my head, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm going to do this. Like, I don't care what you say. It's my money, you know? But my mom drove me through like a subdivision in South Dallas. She's like, you're sitting on all this money. You need to buy this block. Her friend, she was from Chicago, rest in peace. She owned this building that had apartments and had a club on the bottom. So it was like 3 stories of apartments, but the bottom was like a club and like a convenience store and all that stuff. My mom was like, she's gonna give you a deal on this property because my mom was doing all her bookkeeping,
Mhm.
and so my mom was like, you need to buy this property, and in the future, the city's gonna pay you 10 times more because they're gonna want to build something new on here. And I'm like, Mom, ain't nobody trying to hear about nothing about no real estate. Like, I ain't trying to hear that. Like, I'm trying to get into this music. Like, I'm trying to do something with this music. And so fast forward time, they gentrified that whole area. I can imagine if I would have bought that piece of property, like she
What area
said,
was it?
it was like off of man, what street is that? I mean, it's completely gentrified now, bro. Like, what street is that, man? I could take you there. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I could take you there. But it turned out to be true. You know, it turned out to be true. But again, you know, I had a passion for music, so I was gonna do what I was gonna do with my money, regardless of what she said. So I went all in with the guys. I didn't even have no paperwork with playing skills at that point. Me investing all that money, I was just going based off of the talent. You know, those guys are super talented. And I remember hearing Skills beat CDs. He would give me beat CDs. And I would be driving around listening to the beat CDs, and I'll be like, how can somebody be so talented? Like, how? Like, there's no way. Like, I'd rather listen to his beat CDs than people's albums. You know, and I was just so intrigued by like how talented this kid was, man. And the day that we decided to go full-fledged with the company, when Play had told me that they were out of the contract, Skills was so depressed because his MPC had broke, and he wasn't able to make beats for like 2 weeks. And if anybody knows Skills and how talented he is, if that kid don't make beats in 3-4 days in a row, like, he'll go crazy, bro. Like, mind you, at that point it was like going on 2 weeks. His MPC was broke, so he was like, you know, at the time he was working at the airport with his dad. They were cleaning airplanes, and so I remember that day like it was yesterday. I told Play, when me and Play had mutually agreed, we're like, all right, cool, let's start this company, let's go. So I was like, okay, his MPC's broke. I said, let's go to Guitar Center, let's pick him up from work, let's surprise him, let's pick him up from work. We're gonna go to Guitar Center and we're gonna go all out. And Play was like, for real? I was like, yeah, bro. We did that. He got off work. He was tired. Like, I want to go home. I want to go home. I was like, no, we're not gonna go home yet. He was still in his uniform, bro. The green outfit with the black boots. And we're like, nah, bro, we're gonna go to Guitar Center. Nah, I want to go home and change. Like, Skills was really meticulous on how he looked always. Yeah. Even before they blew up, like he was a real detailist. He's like, no, I want to go home and take a shower. He's like, no, we're gonna go to Guitar Center. He's like, Guitar Center? We're gonna go to Guitar Center for? Surprise, bro. We went there. Prior to that, Play had took me to Guitar Center and was like, look, this is the Pro Tools room. This is what they use in LA. It's standard now. I was like, whoa. Like, I was so intrigued by like the console. And they had this setting on the console. It was called Vegas. And when you put the setting in Vegas, like all the faders will go up and down, and the lights will come on the channels and all that stuff. Now you turn off the lights, it looked like something from outer space. I was like, whoa, this is so dope. So I saw how much everything was, and I kind of took notes in my head, and I'm like, wow. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to spend some money, but I don't care. So that day we picked Skills up from work. I went all out for him, bro. I bought him 2 MPC 4000s at the time. The 4000 had just came out. He had the 2500 XL, I think, at the time. But the new one had just dropped, the 4000, the purple one, white with the purple trimming. And I was like, bro, I'm gonna get you one. And since your old one crashed, I'm gonna buy you an extra one, a 4000. And not only am I gonna buy you 2 MPCs, go into the piano room and pick out any keyboards that you want. I think at the time he only had the Triton. Yeah, he just had the Triton, the first edition Triton.
Yeah.
Well, he got the Triton XL that day we went to the Guitar Center.
Mm-hmm.
He got the Triton XL and he got the Phantom, Roland Phantom. I'll never forget it. And not only did I buy him the keyboards, I bought him expansion boards to go in the keyboards.
Wow.
So we bought keyboards on top of keyboards. I said, bro, I'm getting you 2 MPCs. I'm getting you that Roland Phantom. I'm getting you all these expansion boards. And I'm getting the Control 24 that DigiDesign just dropped. And I'm getting the desk. And I'm getting, at the time, I think I only bought 2 interfaces. Yeah, 2 interfaces. Yeah, it was 2 interfaces. One of them was like 7. The other one was like 3. But just off interfaces was 10K, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I bought a Mac, fully loaded. I bought the Control 24, the Phantom, the expansion boards to go in it, the 2 MPCs. And bro, when I tell you, man, that kid was so happy. Like, even if I didn't have no paperwork with those guys at the time, seeing his face, because I mean, I had built a relationship with him up to that point. Seeing his face when he would get new sounds, like that did it for me. Like, he was so like, he didn't care about girls. He didn't care about the clubs. He didn't care about nothing, bro. Like, all he cared about. And like when he was loading up the sounds, I'll never forget, he plugged up the keyboard and he would, and as he was going through the sounds, like his eyes, bro, like it was a high. And that for me was enough motivation for me to say, you know what, let's go all out with this company. And that's why I did what I did. Like, I altered my lifestyle, you know, because being a street guy and always, I came in with my own money. So I was used to living a certain lifestyle. Like, I'm really, you know, I'm not into like stunning, but I'm really into like my fashion. Like, I'm really into like how I live at home. Like, but privately, like, I don't ever like stun on people and none of that. Like, but I was used to living a certain type of way. But when I went in business with those guys, like, I saw the vision. And I remember one day I was in the studio with Skills, the second floor, because they had a little studio at the time before I went in business with them. It was a small studio, and Skills had a room where it was just plastered with just posters of everybody, Fab, Jay, Nori, like everybody, like, and it was 2 turntables in there. I remember just being in there and Skills just mixing. He was mixing because they were DJs before producers, and Skills just DJing. And the confirmation that really just confirmed that I really was gonna do this for full-fledged. Like, I remember being in that room that day and I was looking at all those posters, and God was like, if you partner up with these guys, you're gonna meet all these people. It was a voice that told me that, and I was like, all right, let's go. Aside from the street situation, just buckling and folding and everybody getting killed, that was a big part of it too. But that day in that DJ room with Skills and him mixing, I heard that voice say, if you partner up with these guys, you're gonna be all this. And it happened. And it happened. So that's how it happened.
So what was so after the initial, I guess that whole setup deal y'all went through, when was that first, I guess it was, I guess if I'm trying to say y'all's first hit.
Oh. Well, we got in the door through Flip. Like, that's what changed us financially, and that's what made us officially a production company. Because prior to that, we didn't have no paperwork. Well, when we did the Flip stuff on the You Gotta Feel Me, the 12 songs that we placed on it, we did the song with Jim Jones, we did the song with Cameron, we did the intro that had 2 Chainz at the time. His name was Titty Boy. That's what he was going by. When he was with DTP, he was Titty Boy.
Okay.
Right. Rest in peace, Static Major. Right. Static was on the hook. Luda was on the verse, and 2 Chainz had a verse. We did that song, and we did like 4 of the album fillers. Right. We had 12 total on that project. At that time, Flip's project was the most anticipated project in urban music, right? Flip had just went platinum with Underground Legend. and he was going through some label issues with Sucker Free and them, with Hump and them. He was going through some issues with them, and he decided to part ways with them for whatever reason that they had. But then we inherited Flip, and the way we inherited Flip was having a platinum party at Club Life. And a guy that I used to buy courtside seats for the Mavs, he owned a ticket company called Wall Street Tickets. And I used to buy courtside seats from him all season for the Mavs. So he was like, hey, I'm about to open up this new club, Club Life. It's over here, Toei. I was like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, let me show y'all. He said, y'all gonna be in here all the time. I think he wanted us to invest money in it at the time because he was like, the way he was selling it to us.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be the only ones in here to wear whatever y'all want to wear. I'm just like, okay, OG, whatever. Anyways, long story short, Flip was doing a platinum party there at his club. So we're like, okay, we need to go there. So at the time we had this dude working for us. I think you've seen the post I posted on Facebook about the Bronco Bowl.
Yeah.
And about how we met Bone. That's another story. So the way we met Flip was that same guy that we had working for us that got backstage to Bone Thugs and them, that gave him the beat CDs. This same guy got to Flip that night. We sent him, hey, go get to Flip, tell him we want to pay him for a verse on a mixtape. Tell him how much he charge, ask him how much he charges for a verse. So Flip was like, look, I just went platinum. I charged $10,000 for a mixtape verse. But really, we just wanted to reel him in to listen to the beats. I got the money if the plan backfires. So he goes and he's like, hey, he's like, all right, we want to do it. Flip's like, okay, cool. But I gotta be at the studio by no later than 8 in the morning because I gotta leave to Houston. It's like, all right, cool, come by the studio. He walks in my studio. He's looking around. He's like, whose studio is this? Like, this is ours, bro. I had a big old saltwater tank with sharks in it, all types. That tank was actually in my house. But I brought everything to the studio because now I'm living at the studio at this point. Again, I changed my lifestyle for the vision, Anyways, Flip comes, he's like, bro, this is a dope studio. Whoa. He's like, I love this studio. He's like, all right, play the beats. So playing the beats, I give him the weed. He starts rolling up. He's bobbing his head. He's like, go to the next one. Next one. He's like, hey, play the next one. At that point, he stopped rolling up. He's like, hey, bro, press stop. Said, whose beats are these? I said, oh, these are ours. How about we do this? How about I just trade y'all a verse for beats? That was the whole plan anyways.
Yeah.
Why ended it working? Well, then Flip's project comes out. Well, then he starts going through his label issues with his label. And then Flip starts sleeping in my studio. Platinum. Just went platinum. He just released Like a Pimp with David Banner and Riding Spinners with 3 6 Mafia. And he's going through these label issues at the same time. So Flip just went platinum. Like a Pimp just hit radio and is spreading like a wildfire at this point. And then Riding Spinners comes out with 3 6 Mafia. So he has these 2 songs that are bubbling hot. He just went platinum. He has all this momentum, but he has nowhere to go. But he's sleeping in our studio in Irving. We took Flip in like family. Like, to this day, he's my family. I'll do anything for Flip. And so that summer, we cut like 80 records, bro. A lot of records, probably more than that. And so now Sony's calling for the project. So Sony's like, all right, we need your project, Flip. Bro, Flip had everybody pulling up to our studio. He had a Young Buck pull up. At the time, G-Unit was the hottest thing out. Young Buck, Static pulled up to my studio on his tour bus, rest in peace. Flip was saying that was his studio, which I didn't care. Like, I was like, bro, I don't give her, like, whatever. Like, we trying to get on at this point. So Flip was like, yeah, pull up to my studio. I'm working with my producers, da-da-da-da. So the guy, cool, everybody's pulling up work because everybody wanted to work with Flip at that point, bro. Everybody. And then Sony called, is like, oh, we need the project. So he turns in the project. We have 12 songs on there. It's like, oh, who are these playing skills dudes? Like, these dudes have a bulk of the project. We need to get a hold of them. So they got a hold of me. I started talking to the labels. At that point, every publisher was on our phone. Every publisher. They're like, how is this that you guys got 12 placements on this project? That's the most anticipated project at Sony. Like, this is crazy. Started giving us offers. Everybody's offering us all this money, bro. Mind you, we new to the game. Like, we don't really know. Like, we ended up going with EMI Publishing. They took care of us on the front end. But then remember, Flip got sued for that Game Over sample from Namco. Remember,
Yeah.
Remember that? So then all assets got froze on that project, you know? And so, but whatever. We got blessed though, you know? That definitely changed my life at that point financially, because my money that I had invested, that I had put up, was gone. So at that point, I was banking on that music money. And I'll never forget, this is a crazy story. So check this out. My money, the last money that I spent as an investor was to build our LLC up. Right? That's the last money I had. At this point, I'm sleeping in the studio, bro. There's a bed in the back room and everything. I'm sleeping in the studio. I don't have no more money to pay for the studio rent, bro. My money is gone. It's done. And I'm not in the streets anymore. So, but the music money's on its way now. So I had spent the last one, because Sony's like, look, I know at that point, EMI was like, look, we're going to cut y'all this publishing money check, but we have to cut it to an entity. We can't cut it to a person. You guys have to have a company formed in order for us to cut this check. And we're like, oh shit, you know? So then I spent the last of my money to build the LLC up. Now we're on paperwork. Me playing skills and my business partner. Us getting that publishing deal forced us to create a legitimate business on paperwork, right? So then every day we're calling the bank, bro. Mind you, the studio lights are cut off. We have no more lights in the studio. We're like 2-3 months behind on rent. Luckily, the landlord likes us, and her husband owns the building, so she's doing everything in her power to not allow her husband to really kick us out all the way. So we're sneaking in, and when everybody leaves, it's a professional building like this. So we would leave we wait till like 7, 8 o'clock to start banging, and when everybody's gone.
Yeah.
And we would sneak in through the back. It was crazy. So we were sleeping in the studio, dark. Bro, crazy, right? So every morning we would call the bank. Every morning we're like, man, we hope this check hits today. We hope this check, because we knew it was on its way. I'll never forget. One morning I call on speaker. It says, ring. And it says, you have $850,000. I was like, whoa. I thought everybody was asleep. Everybody jumped up. Whoa, let's go, bro. We go to the bank. In hoop shorts, braids all undone, do-rags covering up the braids.
Yeah.
Ain't even brushed our teeth. We go in the bank. Me, my business partner, Play, and his brother, we go in the bank. And it goes from them like looking like we walk in, bro, mind you, we haven't washed up or nothing. We go in straight to the bank, right? And they go from like the tellers and everybody like getting the cops' attention to say, hey, go see who those dudes are walking into the bank like this. It goes from them coming up to us, holding their guns, to when I give them the information on the bank account, it goes from them holding their guns and them pulling up our information. They're like, and there's like, have a seat. Now at that point, we each have our banker. They take us into the separate offices. They're giving us drinks. They're offering us this and that. It goes from them being intimidated and scared to them seeing how many zeros we had in the bank. They're like, oh, situation changed. So I'll never forget that day when finally the fruits of our labor hit. And it's like, it was crazy, bro. Like I was more happy for those guys, to be honest, because they've never had that type of money. I had that type of money coming in. So like, it wasn't like a new feeling to me, but I was more happy for those guys to see them and the way they did their parents. They bought their parents a house, you know, they fully furnished it brand new. Like I remember we went to pick up their mom because they were living in an apartment, in a 1-bedroom apartment for like 21 years. The same
damn.
one. Yes. They come from the struggle for real, they do. And I'll never forget, they blindfolded their mom from their apartment, and we got in the car and we drove her to her new house. It was behind Irving Mall. And she walks in and she's confused. She's like, why am I here? And she's like, and they're like, oh, this is your new house, Mom. Like, this is your new house. And she's like, but we got to go back and get all the other stuff from the old house. She's like, no, you don't. This is all your furniture too. Like, for me, like me seeing them do that, no matter how it panned out in the end, like that was enough for me, bro. Like, I felt like I served my purpose as a vessel to those guys during that point of their lives, to help them achieve and fulfill that for their mother, you know? And that's all I could ask for those, like that feeling, to see them do that. That was like a feeling that it can never get old for me, you know? I mean, because those guys are talented, bro. Like, I would never take credit for nobody's talent. That's one thing about me. Like, I could never be that person to take credit for anybody's talent. Like, those guys were talented before they met me. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah.
I was just a piece that helped them expedite.
Put the puzzle together.
Right. But I would never take credit for their talent. Like, never that, bro. Like, any artist I've ever worked with, I would never take credit for the talent, because that's between them and God. You know what I'm saying? But was I a vessel, and did I help them in their journey and expedite? Absolutely. You know, I played my role too, though. I wasn't just that investor that just invested and went home. Nah, I was that investor that, even though I bought the studio equipment, I was a fly on the wall, and I would ask questions. Hey, what did you do that? Hey, what is that for? Hey, what is that for? Oh, those are plugins. Oh, for vocals. Okay, what is that? Well, see, look, you got to put this amount and this amount, and this is what you put in. Oh, okay, cool. So, okay, man. What is this? How do you get new tracks? You press N, space bar, and then you pop up and you type in how many tracks you want. Oh, okay, cool. And then you just drag the vocal, you just drag the plugins that you want to use on their vocals. Okay. I was that investor that I wanted to know, bro. Like, I wasn't just that investor because I was so intrigued and I loved that.
You just didn't want to be the silent
No.
investor. You wanted to be the hands-on.
And I wanted to work too. I didn't want to just, I wanted to roll my sleeves up with those guys, you know? Like, I wasn't just that guy that just, let them do everything. Like, no. I actually put in a lot of work, bro.
You want to get your hands dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
For sure.
So I want to talk about that what is it, Anita Howard record.
The Dina Howard record?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So when I first met playing them, they had the Freak song.
Did they already have it out?
No. This is the thing. When I first met playing them, they were a label. Prime Time. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They had like a clan of rappers, like Wu-Tang type.
Yeah.
And they all were talented too, bro. Like, lyrically inclined with those New York guys. Like, those guys were dope. So when I first heard the Freaks record, it was all those guys. Playing them weren't even on the song. Yeah, that song. And it was a group of guys singing the hook. The world has too many freaks. It was cool. I like the sample more and the hook. Fast forward time, we started our company. We used to go to this, to the Universal offices that used to be here off Luna Road in 635. We used to go always talk to a guy named Romario Hartfield. Romario Hartfield is a good dude. He gave us a lot of game and stuff, kind of gave us a lot of direction early on when we really didn't know what we were doing. And he has a brother named Butch. Well, Butch was working with Adina at the time. So he heard the Freak song. He was like, I like this song. He's like, you know, my brother's bringing Adina Howard here in a couple of weeks. He's like, why don't you try getting her on it? It's like, oh, okay. It sounds like a good idea. She comes in. I think she charges like $8K for the feature, right? But she had a crazy rider, bro. I'm like, what? Like, this, you coming for a feature. Bro, she had a rider. She wanted a certain brand of strawberries. She wanted like all types of crazy stuff in her room before she gets there. Whatever. That was my first time dealing with that type of stuff coming from the street. So I didn't really know, but whatever. That's what you want. That's what I'll get you. So she comes, she cuts the hook. Now the song sounds different. I was like, whoa, this is a dope song. the way we met Bone Thugs and Harmony, which later on Crazy got on it, they come for a show at the Bronco Bowl. Skills goes to the show just as a fan. He didn't have no aspirations on meeting them that day. But he had took a beat CD with him just in case. He had the clip ready and loaded. That same guy that got to flip for us, he goes to the show to the Bone Thugs concert with Skills. So they wind up getting backstage, and he's like, "Yo, we're backstage. I'm backstage with their manager." It's like, "Okay, cool. Keep me posted." He's like, "Coach, we're over here off 35 and 35 and like Wycliffe or Motor. We're here at the Embassy Suites off 35. Come over here. They want some loud." I was like, "Okay, cool. I brought him some. Keep me posted. Let me know how it's going, bro." He's like, "Bro, I'm playing the beats for them right now. They're going crazy." I'm like, "Oh shit." At this point, it's like 4:30 in the morning. I get a call at 6 in the morning. "Coach, they've missed their flights. They were messing with some females all night. They want to know if we could drive them to Oklahoma City. They have the next show in Oklahoma City. If we could drive them to Oklahoma City, they're going to give us backstage VIP the whole nine." I said, "What?" I called my mom. I was like, "Mom, wake up. Go to the airport right now. Give me 2 18-passenger vans." My mom don't ask me no questions. She just goes. She gets them. "I'm over here at the airport. Come meet me. Come pick them up." I'm like, "All right, bet." Go to the airport, pick them up, come back, pick a Bone. Now we're driving with them to Oklahoma City, bro. And that relationship that we built with them wound up being so instrumental for 2 songs, which was the Freaks for the Playing Skills record as artists, and then the Chamillionaire Riding Dirty, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So we got Adina Howard on it, and the relationship that we built with Bone Thugs and them, it was a no-brainer that Crazy was gonna get on it because we were already cool with them, you know. Their manager, solid dude. I learned so much. Like, one of the people that taught me so much in this business was Steve Lobel. Steve Lobel is so respected, and he's Scott Storch's manager right now. But that's who I learned a lot of stuff from him. I learned a lot of stuff from Ian Fletcher. Ian Fletcher's the one that brokered our publishing deal with EMI. I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from Charles Chavez, who at the time was our manager, Slim Thug's manager, I think, Frankie J's manager, Baby Bash's manager.
Charles is from Houston, right?
Yeah, Charles is from Houston. Yeah. I learned a lot from those guys. And so that's how Adina Howard got on the Freaks record. And it's crazy because we didn't release that song on playing them as artists until after the Flip stuff. So now we got a good advance from the publishing and the production stuff. So then us as a company, we talked it over and we're like, "Yo, now Playing Skills are gonna rap as rappers." So then that's when they rapped on the Freaks record, and it wound up being a hit.
So you were already sitting on the Freaks record,
Yeah, we had the Freaks record in the clip.
but it wasn't with their verses on it.
No, it wasn't with their verses on it. After Adina got on it, and and you can tell because a hook is the main part of a song, bro. And when she changed the dynamic in the feel of that record with her female voice on it and how the vibe that she gave that record, I saw the green light. I mean, I saw the light on Play's head turn on, like, "Oh, this is a smash. Me and my brother getting on this." So then they took all the other guys off the song, and now they rapped on it. And when Charles came up and he wanted in, like, he just came in the studio, he barged in, he was like, I want in. He's like, "Who's coach? Who's coach?" I'm like, "This is me." He's like, "They say you're the person I need to talk to." I'm like, "What's up?" Charles like, "I want in, bro. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, I want in." And we all made the decision collectively as a company, like, be smart to let this dude take over management, And Charles was like, "Bro, this is a hit record. Give it to me and move out of my way because I'm gonna get y'all a deal." And sure enough, bro, exactly what he did. When that song went #1 on Power 106, bro, on Tito's show, on the afternoon show, it was over, bro. The calls started coming in. And then it was #1 in Philly. It was, bro, that song was all in the Bay Area, bro.
It was a hot record.
Yeah, it was a hot record, bro. It was everywhere. But that was after the production stuff, though. So now we got to deal with Universal and we got a publishing deal with EMI. So between 2 checks, our company cleared a pretty penny, bro. You know, like we did pretty good for ourselves. You know, I mean, and being Latinos, you know, because at that point in hip hop, Cool and Dre were the only other Latinos really that was really getting to the bag, producing wise, you know. But yeah, bro, like you know how it is, you know, like they ain't like to see some Latins having that dope ass shit, you know.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people were getting intimidated, you know. But you know, we didn't really feed into none of that, you know. We're trying to create, bro, you know. Like that's all we were trying to do is just keep adding to the legacy, keep adding to the discography, and not be involved with the politics, you know. We were just trying to create with whoever, you know. But that flip stuff really kicked open the door for us. And then after that, the Ride and Dirty stuff hit. And I remember the Ride and Dirty stuff, Chameleon didn't even want that song on his album. He hated that song.
Wow.
And that song, we gave Chameleon a beat CD, and I was flying him out on my own account that whole month. The last song that we did was Ride and Dirty. Because we had gave him a beat CD, but the beat to Ride and Dirty, it was like beat like 17. It was just a throwaway beat. It wasn't a beat that Skills made and was like, bro, this is the best shit ever. Like, nah. It was like a beat that he made, he liked, but he was just like, let me just throw this on there just in case.
Just like the filler.
Whatever. So I remember that day like it was yesterday. I picked him up from Luffield Airport, Chameleon Air. Play was in LA with his BM at the time. And I picked Chameleon Air. But prior to me picking him up, Skills harmonized the melody of the hook. And he was like, Coach, record me. I got an idea for this. And I was like, all right, cool, let's go. Because me and Skills had a dope relationship in the studio. Like he really waited for everybody to leave. And he would only want me and him to be in the studio when he would lay his references or his ideas. And so he's like, I'm ready, Coach. So he went in the studio, he went in the booth and he did the hook. But the first hook went, they see me rolling, I'm smoking, and they're trying to pull me over and I got some warrants. That's how the original hook went. But the melody was dope. And as I was recording him, he's like, what you think? That sounds good, Coach. Should I do this? And I was giving him my advice because he trusted my ear. And everything that I was telling him, he was doing it. I didn't know that was producing at the time. But I engineered it for sure. But when Chameleon came to the studio, he's like, I like that idea, but I don't smoke. Let me change it. They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling, and trying to catch me riding. The rest is history. He leaves. I drop him back off at the airport because he had something to do. We call play like, bro, check out this song we just did with Chameleon Air. Play with me. All right, it's all right. It's cool. Let me call y'all back. I'm busy. It's like, all right, whatever. Wind up being the hottest song ever, bro.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't know the business side of music. Mind you, I'm a street guy coming in to the record business not knowing none of that stuff. I didn't get my engineering credits on it.
Wow.
You know? And this is coming from people that I love, you know? If you pull me in, say for instance, for the sake of the conversation, if you pull me into the podcast business, right? And I'm able to provide my platform to help your platform propel it forward, right? If you have the best interest for me, I think you would kind of educate me on how the business is ran, you know? I didn't know that part of the business. So the song comes out and I'm not on the credits. Mind you, I own the studio that the song is recorded, where the song was recorded. So if you know how the music business works, if a song is cut in your studio that winds up being a Grammy album, and if you're the owner of the studio, you get a Grammy for that record being cut at your studio. Aside from you engineering it.
Yeah.
Right? I never got my just due for that, you know? And it kind of changed up things with my stance in the company, and that's when I decided to part ways, and I got back in the streets. I came in with my own money, you know? Like, at that point, I think I was tired of being in the music business because of that type of stuff, you know? And um, I got back in the streets, and that's when I caught my charge that I wound up having to do 5 years in the feds for.
5 years.
Yeah.
What year was this?
I caught my charge in 06, but I was on the run for 5 years. I was a fugitive. Mind you, I helped build this successful production company that garners a Grammy.
Mm.
I'm known everywhere, you know? And I get back in the streets, I catch a charge. I go on the run for 5 years, and my case is federal. My case is in state. So now I'm in the newspaper every week.
Wow.
And everybody's seeing me, bro. You know? So it's not like I can't hide anywhere, because at this point I'm a public figure, whether I like it or not. Because everybody knows me from the streets or the music.
Mm-hmm.
Now, especially the music. Because I was known before the music. The music just made it that much, like, even more, you know?
Yeah.
So I was on the run for 5 years, and they picked me up in 2010. And I had to go away and do my bid. I did 5 years. I come home in 2015, and I came home and I hit the ground running with another artist that was signed to me. And I go on tour with Tank. I'm in LA, I'm in New York, I'm in meetings with Atlantic. So I hit the ground running, you know, when I come home from the feds in 2015, and I ain't looked back since.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So have you even chopped it up and touched base with Plain Skills since?
I have.
How's
I
your
have.
relationship?
I mean, one thing about me, bro, I do everything wholeheartedly. Like, I do things and I don't keep score, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. That's just the type of person I am, bro. Like, but the relationship is just, there is no relationship, just to keep it real, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We were talking for a little bit, you know, play with, you know, invite me to dinner. He will, you know, pay for my dinner and all that stuff. And I appreciate him for that. But, yeah, honestly, bro, I came home, I hit the ground running, and I really didn't need anybody to open any doors for me, because I built my relationships with them together. So we built the database of relationships that I was able to use when I came home, you know, and other relationships that I built outside of them, because I wouldn't just, with my new situations that I had with the music and the artists that I was dealing with, like, I never once mentioned my old situation to get indoors. Doors were just swinging open for me when I came home, because when I was up, I took care of people. I never belittled people. I never talked down on people. I never got ahead of myself. I never was with that weird industry shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I took the same characteristics that I had when I was in the streets, and I applied that into the music, as far as how I treat people and how I dealt with people. You know what I mean? Like, I made sure people was getting paid. I took care of people. And just overall, just a genuine person, bro, you know? Like, a lot of people get on their high horse when they get in this music business and start hitting success, and, you know, but I feel, again, like I was telling you earlier off the record, like, people who get on their Hollywood shit, I feel like, are people who never had power or success. Like, I had power and success before I got in the music business. So having power when I got in the music business, it didn't do anything to my ego. It didn't stroke my ego.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Kind of like those cops.
Yeah.
They were nerds in school, weren't popular, and then as soon as they get that power, that badge, it's like they abuse that power because they never had it.
There you go. There you go. And that was never me, you know?
Yeah.
So when I came home, people just swung the doors open to me, bro. And they were just like, hey, whatever you need, I got you. And I didn't have an idea what I was going to do when I came home from prison, to be honest, because I had to start from scratch. I was on the run for 5 years, and I did 5 years. That's 10 years of money that I had put up that's gone now. You know? So now I got to start from scratch, bro. And I did that. And I picked myself up, man, by the grace of God, man. And, you know, I'm here now, and I'm blessed. You know, I'm blessed that I don't gotta ask nobody for nothing, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, I partnered up, you know, my wife. We started some businesses, and by the grace of God, you know, he's watering them and he's nourishing them, and they're flowing, bro, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just in a blessed situation, you know. And I'm still in the music business, but I kind of changed my stance on it. Like, I don't deal with artists anymore. I put songs together now. So I know producers, I know songwriters, and I know publishing companies. My guys who put me on in this publishing shit and got me my first publishing deal, I still talk to those guys all the time. They send me beat packs. They like the writers that I deal with. Like, yo, we like the writers you deal with, bro. Like, we got writers over here signed, but your writers are dope. Like, okay, cool. I just like putting songs together now, bro.
Yeah.
I found peace doing that because I don't have to deal with the artist the day to day. I don't have to deal with, because when I deal with artists, I put their life before mine's. You have to, whether you want to or not. You have to. It's just what it is. I don't have to do that no more. I don't have to deal with nothing. Really, I just put songs together. Hey, this producer fits with this songwriter. Hey, this major label artist is looking for records, but they're trying to stay in this vibe. Okay, cool. They'll send me beat folders. I'll comb through the beats. Yo, I send the beats to the songwriters. Hey, this is the concepts that they want. So that's how I'm still in the music business doing that. So I'm producing through people. A lot of people get that word misconstrued, producing. The people that don't know the music business, they think that you physically have to press keys, or you physically have to program drums, or you physically have to pin a record. That's producing too.
Yeah.
But it's like Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy Iovine made a living off of producing through people.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. I produce through people. Khaled produces through people.
Puffy.
There you go. That's what I do, you know? And I found more
Yeah.
peace in doing that these days. Like, I don't have to deal with a lot of drama, bro. Like, I'm cool with just putting songs together and
You
selling
gotta
them to
deal with
publishing
nobody's
companies.
ego and shit.
Yeah, I don't gotta deal with that. Like, y'all deal with it.
Yeah,
Like, we'll give y'all the hits, and y'all deal with the marketing, y'all deal with the budget, y'all deal with all the with the legwork. I don't want to do all that. I just want to be responsible for putting the songs together.
Just put the song together and get your money.
Yeah.
So where did the name Coach come from?
Oh man, it started from the streets.
From the streets?
Yeah, started from the streets because.
Was there somebody particular that blessed you with the name?
Yeah, my boy Carlos. Shout out my boy Carlos Dirk. That was like you've seen the movie Blow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was my Boston George. Carlos was my Boston George, right?
Yeah.
So, and my best friend, who's my brother, who's my business partner, we're playing them. We was all in the streets together. So they were competing with each other. Like, I'm Michael Jordan, you Scottie Pippen. Nah, bro, that's the coach. Me. Because, you know, I was the guy, you know? It was my stuff.
Yeah.
So they were like, but I would always make it even out. So where if one of them wasn't eating, the other one would, because I would kind of finagle some numbers to make sure that everybody was happy, you know?
Yeah.
And so they would call me Coach, Phil Jackson. That's what they would call me, because they would argue with themselves, saying, oh, I'm Michael Jordan. No, I'm Scotty. No, nigga, you Scotty. I'm Mike.
Yeah.
They were like, that's the coach. So I was known for putting winning teams together and calling plays. When I got in the music business and I found playing them and, you know, start adding the other pieces, same situation.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Putting winning teams together and running plays.
Okay.
Coach.
I can see it.
Yeah.
It fits.
Yeah.
That's dope. Hell yeah. So I always ask everybody the same question, you know, especially if you fucks in the industry here in D-Town.
Yeah.
This gatekeeper flows around the city of Dallas.
Wow.
You know, frequently. You know what I mean? So what's your take? What's your opinion on that?
Man, I feel like times have changed in the music business since I got in it professionally in 2002.
Yeah.
To the current. You know, when I went away, I would study it still, you know? I'm a student of the game. To this day, I'm a student of the game. I like to learn new things. The music business changes and evolves every 3 months, every quarter, you know? Even from 2 years ago to now, the music business is different, you know? With that being said, I feel like the way the music and the music business, the state that the music business is currently, and the times that we're in, I feel like the word gatekeepers really is a thing of the past, you know, because I feel like these kids could get themselves hot without the assistance of a gatekeeper,
Yeah.
you know.
We got these social media platforms now.
Right. You can just go through all that stuff. In the
Mhm.
past, yeah, oh, for sure, there was gatekeepers, definitely. And even now, there still is to an extent,
Yeah.
you know. But I've been in a situation with playing them that a program director banned our records because of an incident that happened. But once the record got hot and it's number one in LA and it's number one in Houston and it's not number one in your market, there's something wrong with that. So you have no choice but to play it.
Yeah.
So in that situation, that gatekeeper ain't had no choice but to play it. So that's what I'm trying to get at is if a kid puts out a record tomorrow, bro, and he falls out with a gatekeeper here for the sake of the conversation, and he winds up going viral, do you think that executive in New York and that executive in LA is going to care what that gatekeeper in his market has to say about him? They're going to sign him. That's what they're going to do. So in that case, in point, a gatekeeper is neither here or there at that point because now these kids have the option and the availability by just having this.
Yeah. Something we didn't have when we was.
This is the gatekeeper. You know? Labels are playing catch up now, bro.
Yeah.
Labels are really the odd man out now because of how times have changed.
Do you think it fucks up the music game here in Dallas?
No, I don't. I don't think so. I think there's a lack of executive talent in Dallas, not talent.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lack of guys like myself. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, I came home from prison in 2015 and got an artist on a national tour with a legend, got his music playing in this market, and had label meetings with an artist that had no name, just all pure steam.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But I was able to get that artist on a tour. I was able to get that artist on radio with a rap record and an R&B record that he had at the same time simultaneously playing. I was able to get him on BET, all that. So what I'm saying is I was playing the executive role in that artist's career, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had a deal on the table that we could have taken. I'll just leave it at that. Wasn't my fault, but I'll just leave it at that. But what I'm saying is there's a lack of executive talent out here that knows how to put the pieces together and most importantly has the ear to how to put together dope songs and projects, right?
Mm.
Aside from that, now there's a different art to that. These songs are great. Okay, cool. How are the visuals going to look? Well, the visuals have to match the records on how big and dope they are. A lot of people shortchange themselves. Either they got a good song and the video is shit, or they got a shit song and the video is dope. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's an imbalance. I know how to put videos together with the right treatment that match the song. I know how to call my guys in New York prior to the projects coming out or the song or whatever we're about to do and get them ready, get BET on deck, get all that on ready. I know my independent radio guys, they can give me radio play across the nation. Like, there's a lack of that. And if you do find somebody out here, they're probably gonna want to take you for everything that you got, which is your livelihood, your publishing, your royalties, all that stuff. I'm real big on let the creatives be the bosses. I'm okay with being Scooter Braun, and I'm okay with you being Justin Bieber. Mm-hmm. Justin Bieber might be richer than Scooter. We don't know. He might be, but that's okay. I don't think Scooter sits around and counts his pennies and like, damn, Justin got more money than me. No, he don't care. Because he got Ariana Grande too. You know?
He's eating.
And that's the thing that you'll run into a lot
Mhm.
is there's the imbalance out here. There's a lot of talent out here though.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's a lot of talent out here. But what those guys in their infrastructure don't have is the structure of having, you know, a digital team, a marketing team, an A&R team. They might be missing all that. But if they have all that, they're a full-fledged label. You really don't need labels these days, bro. You really, especially with these NFTs and all this stuff coming up, bro. The artists these days are in such a but the flip side to that is streaming. Streaming for creatives, because I come from a creative background as far as a production company. I look at the music business and how the consumer gets the music directly from the production company standpoint. Streaming really fucks a lot of creatives on the payouts, like Spotify and all that stuff. Like you see the numbers that the CEOs of Spotify are making, which is cool. Nobody's counting pockets over here. But the creators are the ones that are getting fucked out of all that revenue because the payouts are not in the creatives' favor. And if the creatives are giving y'all this material that you guys are making money off of, if the creatives just put their foot down and say, no, we're not giving y'all nothing else until these payouts get renegotiated. My thing is, I want to know who was in that conversation and who was in the meeting from the record label's standpoint to say, oh, so you want these creatives to split these pennies? Let's do that. Who made that deal, bro? Like, but what it was is the tech guys were light years ahead of the music industry guys. That's what it was. The tech guys were on George Jetson time, and the music guys were on Fred Flintstone time.
Damn.
So the tech guys were so ahead of that they were like, we can dictate the payouts on this. When you really think about it, the record labels own the catalogs. Y'all are the ones with all these catalogs, giving them to these DSPs, Apple Music, Spotify. If y'all own the catalog, y'all can dictate the payouts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's a whole different story. But that's just how I feel. You know, like
Yeah.
the streaming shit really fucked up the payouts. And I saw an interview that Baby did, and I mean, Baby's such a successful businessman. I mean, you can't even. He was saying that he likes streaming, and I'm just like, you're looking at it from a label standpoint. You're not looking at it from a creative standpoint.
Yeah, from artists.
And I'm more on the creative side, producers, songwriters, and artists. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm really, really pro creative. You know, I feel like every creative should be a boss.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because without the creatives, they ain't no hits. You know, you got major label artists that go in to a session and don't know what to do, but the producers and songwriters and vocal producers are there
to coach
them, to put the song together. So why should those guys fight for pennies?
Don't make sense.
Don't make no sense, bro.
Yep. So let me ask you, a lot of artists, independent artists in Dallas, they feel that there's also like a cloud, a curse, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
They call it the Dallas curse.
Yeah.
You know, starts with you know, if you look at the background as far as music, where it's come from and where it's at now. Okay, let's give it an example. You know, we got Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Comes from Dallas.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Successful record.
Man.
You know what I mean? And
Put it
then
in the culture.
And then next thing you know, boom. Just like that, as fast as it went up, it came down. Boom. And then who else we got? You know, I don't take it as that one is cursed, but you know, you got Dimebag. You know, gets gunned down on stage.
Oh, but the DLC.
DLC with the car accident. I mean, the list we could go on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you think it exists?
I'm personally not a believer in that.
Yeah.
Because I believe everybody, like, for instance, all the situations we just named, all those were circumstances that came about from a person's lifestyle and how they live,
Their actions.
their actions. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I believe you control the temperature around you no matter what. I don't care how cold the world is outside. You control the temperature around you. You know what I'm saying? I see all types of stuff happen to people, bro. Like away from music.
Mhm.
Like my only thoughts is, what were you doing for that to happen to you? You know what I mean? Like you have to been doing something. With that being said, I feel like everybody's responsible for their own storm, you know? Like, don't cry when the storm comes if you made it. You know?
Yeah.
That's how I feel, bro. Like, because when we got our break, we weren't doing none of that.
Mhm.
We weren't doing none of that. We were real careful who we were around. We were real like, really wasn't no new friends, bro. Like, we're very disciplined, you know what I'm saying? And look at the way those guys are operating now at a high level, bro. Like, why didn't the curse happen to them?
True.
So it's not like,
I mean, that's what I always say. Like, I mean, when they bring it up sometimes,
Yeah.
and I got friends that still in the music scene, and sometimes they'll bust out, and then I'll be like, well, it didn't happen to Post.
didn't happen to Post. Post has gone through his own ups and downs as far as dealing with his personal issues, but he's still at the top of the game.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what. People don't even know this. I want y'all to listen y'all need to listen and subscribe to a podcast called And the Writer Is, okay? It's called And the Writer Is. So many gems, bro. Like a dude named Ross Golan, it's his podcast, but he has all the best songwriters that's ever lived to go on his podcast. But he's had Mike Caren discovered T.I., Mike Caren signed Trey Songz. He was a beast. He owns APG, a publishing company. Anyways, I was listening to the new episode they had with a girl named Gail. People don't even know one of the biggest artists right now that's out pop wise is from Dallas. It's a girl named Gail. Look her up. She's from Dallas, bro. Dominating right now, killing it. Biggest songs in the world. Why didn't the curse happen to her? Well, because she surrounds herself with level-headed people. She makes sound decisions, you know? People control their narrative, bro.
Yeah.
Period. You hang around like me, having intuition from the streets that kept me alive, bro. Like being around certain people, like, oh, I don't want to do business with him. Like, oh,
Yeah.
he acting weird. And every time it was right. When I got in the music business, my intuition also kept me from dealing with certain people. Like we were in Puerto Rico, 03, Mix Show Power Summit. Me, Play, his brother, my business partner. Mix Show Power Summit is a festival that labels have for our program directors, but they don't have it in the States, because if they have it in the States, all these local record companies are gonna go bombard the situation and go promote and all that stuff. So they have it elsewhere. Well, that year it was in Puerto Rico. Everybody was there, bro. Fat Joe, Fabulous. And that was in the middle of the T.I. and Flip beef. We were with Flip. We ran into them in Mix Show, but nothing happened.
Yeah.
Anyways, we go to this after party. Eminem was hosting it, I think. Eminem's company was paying for the whole shit. And these group of 4 or 5 Puerto Rican guys come in the place. And they all had this look to them. And I was like, man, I don't trust them dudes. I told Play, I said, bro, I don't trust them dudes over there, bro. They up to something. You're not in the streets no more, coach. Stop thinking like that, bro. Like, you tripping. Da-da-da. Man, I don't know, bro. Skills see me uneasy. He's like, man, I'm gonna roll with you, coach. He's like, you wanna leave? I said, bro, let's get out of here. He's like, all right, I'm going with coach. So we leave. We get dropped off at the hotel. At our hotel, there was a casino in the lobby. Skills likes to gamble. He likes to play blackjack. So we go to the blackjack table. Sure enough, hour and a half later, Play, my business partner, come running in. Bro, those guys robbed the party, bro. They put out guns. They started taking everybody's chain. I was like, I told you. What I tell you?
Dang.
Intuition, right?
Yeah.
Intuition told me to get away from those people, right? When we was doing our thing and moving at a high level with playing them, I would have intuitions about certain situations and certain people, and I would always roll with it. Even when we be at the strip clubs, I have a rule. First of all, I hate the strip clubs. I hate that scene.
Mm-hmm.
I always have a rule. I have to leave at 1:30. I'm not leaving when it closes. Nope. I'll leave at 1:30, and every time we leave, some shit pops off. Intuition. If artists who are doing music move with intuition,
Mm-hmm.
they will save themselves out of a lot of problems, bro. I don't think it's a curse. I just think it's a lack of intuition. I think it's a lack of sound decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I come from the streets. I come from the projects.
Yeah.
But I know what I don't need to do, what I need to do. And I know who to add to the situation, who not to add. And I know to stay away from certain areas at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a certain rule to myself. I don't even drive past 10 p.m. I don't drive past 10 p.m. because I don't want to be a part of that wrong way driver at 1 a.m.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you have to have rules to yourself, bro. If you don't have rules to yourself in life, not just music, if you don't have rules to yourself, bro, you can self-destruct without you even knowing. You know what I mean? Like you have to have rules. If you don't have rules to yourself, you don't love yourself. Period, bro. Like I love myself, so I wouldn't put myself in around a lot of situations, bro. Even when I was doing my thing in the streets, bro, I would have youngsters my age at the time when I was young. I'm 42 now. Bro, I got all this money. I want to spend with you. Man, I don't know you, bro. Hell no. I do not know you.
I ain't go jump just because they're offering money.
No, sir.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. So what advice would you give these up and coming youngsters out here, artists, producers, music executives?
Man, I would just say this whole music shit is a gamble. But if you don't invest in yourself, then you won't win what you gambling for. You know what I'm saying? And never think that you know it all. Because nobody wants to be around a know-it-all, right? Be a sponge. Always be a student. Learn. You can learn from everybody in this music business. Me, I came in this business professionally in 2002, but I'm still learning, bro. I learn from younger people than me. You know what I mean? Be a sponge always, you know. Surround yourself with creatives that are more talented than you. And at the end of the day, whether you're an executive, whether you're a songwriter, whether you're a producer, whether if you're an artist, make sure the music is good. Because this is the music business, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I pride myself in is quality, right? I came in this music business with those guys. Those guys are doing it on a high level right now on Latin shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can probably say that they're like the Neptunes right now in the music shit. I'm happy to see those guys do good, bro. Like, regardless of how things played out between us, like, I love seeing those guys win, bro. Like, I don't have a hate bone in my heart, in my body, bro. Like, but I will always say, surround yourself with good music, talented people, younger people. Always surround yourself with younger people and invest in yourself so you can win the gamble. Because this shit is all a gamble, bro. The music business, it's all a crapshoot. And never surround yourself with yes men.
Yep.
Never. That is the beginning of a demise for any situation when you surround yourself with yes men. And for artists, you can't get bothered by every rub in this business, because if you get bothered by every rub, you'll never be polished. I work with artists that in the beginning they're like, "Big bro, lead the way," and I get them hot and I get them popping, and then now they think they got a name for themselves. Now they're like, "Oh, we don't really listen to him no more."
Wow.
And I'm like, "Okay,
And you're the one that got him there.
how's that going for you now?"
Man, there you go, man. There you go. There you have it, man. Hey, a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom, stories that we had no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
And you got any shout outs you want to give out there, man? Any
Man,
plugs?
man, I honestly, the people who have been very, very instrumental to me and my knowledge and everything that I know now. Again, Steve Lobel, Ian Fletcher, Charles Chavez. Shout out to him. I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from Play. I learned a lot from Skills. You know, I learned a lot from, man, so many people, bro. You know, I just want to shout out to everybody, all those people, you know, who were very, very instrumental in, you know, and enlightening me and educating me on a lot of things, you know, that have helped me to this point. Yeah, so just shout out to them, man.
Cool, man. There you have it, man. I want to thank you again for coming through.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Show me some love, bro. You know, I appreciate that.
For sure, man.
Wish you the best, bro.
Thank you,
on
man.
Any
Appreciate it. Thank you.
ventures you might have in the future,
Thank
anything
you.
you're doing now.
Yeah.
You know, best of luck.
Thank
and
you, man.
but yeah, man, thanks again for coming through, man.
Appreciate you
know,
for having
sharing
me,
your
man.
story. You know, I think it was about time, you know,
Oh, yeah.
Dallas got to hear the story.
Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate you for having me, man. I'm keep doing this podcast thing, and the people that you're interviewing have real history in this market, bro. And that's the type of story that you need to have on your podcast. And that's the reason why I wanted to do it, is because the people that you're interviewing actually have a history and actually contributed to the music scene out here in the city. And your selection on guests so far it's been on point, bro. You're doing the right thing. Keep doing it. I hope it grows, man. And I'm here if anything you might need in the future, bro.
Hey, appreciate it. That means a lot, man.
For sure.
Man, there you have it, man. Rudy Coach Flores.
Hey, let's go. Hits only, baby.
Yeah, man, there you have it, man. Well, check this out, man. I'm glad y'all was here to be part of this, man. I appreciate all the listeners, all the viewers, all my subscribers, anybody, you know, out there showing me love, man. Appreciate it. Being A1, keeping it real. I appreciate that, man. Just keep your ears to the street, and I'll catch you on the block. Peace. Money Elms. Holla at you.
SourKidsProductions.